Hi, my name is Rain. How are you today? Today I want to talk about socialism, socialist. Right now, in the United States, there's a socialist guy named Bernie Sanders. He's running for president of the United States. I just can't believe it. And he got so many supporters, and he maybe end up be the nominee of a Democrats Party. You know, shame on Democrats Party, they let the socialists represent them. But you know, the Democrats almost like a socialist, and even Hillary couldn't tell the difference. Yeah, but if I understand correct, American want so many wars fighting against communist, socialist, and like Cold Wars, Korea War, and Vietnam War. That was all against the socialist. How could suddenly we want a communist, socialist to be the president of the United States? Are you kidding me? We already ready for communist, socialist? Looks like Obama really did a good job fundamentally transforming United States. It's scary. I myself grew up in China, and today, you know, lots of people ask me, said, "Wow, China doing great. Maybe the socialist works." China is doing pretty good compared with before, but that's not because the socialist works. Let me tell you that socialist time was not like today. China right now is not really a socialist country anymore. It's more like a capitalist country. And after Mao passed away, the famous chairman Mao passed away, the Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping, he started a program called Reform and Open. And he reformed the system and opened China to the world. That's how China is doing better and better every day. And if you go to China today, you will see China is more like a capitalist country than a socialist country. I was born in the early 70s, so I experienced those time, the real socialist time. And that was so miserable. The one word for a kid to describe it, that was hungry. Hungry. And every day we eat something. You know, my family was fortunate to give me 3 meals a day to eat. There's many families that didn't have 3 meals. They didn't even have 2 meals a day to eat. And what we eat was like corn flour, cornbread, let's say cornbread. But there was no sugar inside, no milk inside, no butter or nothing. They just, the flour made with, mixed with water and steam it. That's it. So you eat that, couple of hours later, you feel hungry. We had nothing. I remember when we was a kid, we had this government coupon, because that was called planned economy. So everybody have to be equal, yes. So equally have almost nothing. So and we had this coupon. You get the coupon from the government, so you can get this. You can go buy food from the government store, but there was no other stores other than government store. And so they decide how much cooking oil you can get, how much meat you can buy, how much eggs and tofus and or everything else, even the fabric, how much you can get. And if you don't have this coupon, even you have money, you cannot get nothing. So guess how much meat we can have each month? That was about 3 ounces. I remember my mom obviously later told me, because I was very young, I didn't really remember, but my mom told me, 3 ounce meat each person each month. Yeah, Americans, you do not want to have that kind of fun. Socialist, forget it. Yeah, that's really no fun. We had basically it's just nothing. We didn't even have a toilet paper. It was nothing. Everybody living in the United States, grew up in the United States, you cannot even imagine how poor we was. But yeah, let's talk about what's the difference with the communists and the socialist. Both communist socialists, they just, their idea is just amazing. The communists, we've been told when we go to the communist country, oh, everything is there for you, everything. And if you need fruit, vegetable, food, whatever, it's there. You just go get it. You go pick it up. There's full of everything just right over there. Of course, you don't need to worry about the mortgage or whatever you need. The thing will be there. You will have it. Can you believe it? That's why so many people fall in this trap of the communist. But of course, the reality was not like that. We had nothing. We were so poor. So they told us that, yeah, if you want to go to the communist, you have to go through the socialist first. Basically, the socialist is a teaching. They said it's the first stage of the communist. It's have to brainwash you to share first, to set your mind equal and fair first. So that means that whoever has more, you just have to give up all your fortunes, and whoever don't have more, you just wait for the government one day can give it to you. So that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing is end up is everything related to the government. So talking about the fair and equal. If you was not born yesterday, I think you should figure out a little bit. There's no such thing as all equal and all fair, that kind of thing. Just let's see, when the day people was born, that was already not equal. Somebody was born so smart, high IQ. Somebody was born just very low IQ. Somebody was born good looking, just beautiful. Somebody was born just kind of ugly, tell the truth. And somebody was perfectly healthy. And somebody was sick and dying. It's already by the day they was born, they may be already dying. And who adjusts that kind of fairness? And then somebody was born in a rich family, they can get all the good education, everything. Somebody was born in a poor family. Somebody was born in the greatest country in the world, the United States. Somebody was born in North Korea. They was born already hungry. So is that fair? And who can adjust that kind of fairness? So that's the truth. That's the life. That's the just unfair. Yeah, take the truth, and it's unfair. And talk about equal. That's the socialist want. Is yes, your neighbor has 2 cars, you only have 1. That's not equal. Then what are we gonna do? So they gave you a suggestion, said, yes, give me the power. Give me the power to get it for you. Of course, you are the nice person. You don't want to go to your neighbor, just ask the neighbor, hey, give me your car. You have too much. But of course, the neighbor said, get lost. But then you said, okay, I agree. Government is going to get it for me. Great, great. I'm going to give the power to the government. So government will go get the car from my neighbor and give it to me. When you start this, you just created the monster and you just ready to become the slave of the government. Because, okay, if the government go get the car from the neighbor of course is not happy, then what the government gonna do? They have to have the police with the guns to told the guy, said, you have to do it or you're going to be in trouble, you get punished, you get thrown in jail, or we kill you. The old socialists really kill people. You know, the Chairman Mao back then, yeah, who the landlord, how many landlords he killed them. And because he said the reason the poor people become poor is because the rich people get too rich. So they just tell people, you know, we have to kill the rich and give everything to the poor. So he really did that, and many rich people got killed in that time, and then end up what? Yeah. So when you give the government that power, you just lost control. You totally lost control. Yeah. And then what happened after the government took everything from your neighbor, and then he turned out to look at you, said, you maybe have too much too. Because look, there's somebody else got nothing. You have a house right now, you got a car, you become rich. And what about those illegal immigrations that came to this country with just clothes on their back, almost naked, nothing? How about them? That's not equal. We decide we take your house from you to give it to them. Then there's just no end. No end. You just created this monster and no end. And what happens if they decide they don't give you nothing at all? They get the power to take away from everybody, but they decide they keep for themselves. Then what are you going to do? When you want to give the government the power to take stuff away from your neighbor, you kind of like have a deal with the devil. And then when devil get into the place, this is you lost your control. You become the slave of the devil. Yeah, so look back in China. And Mao said, yeah, when we kill those rich landlord or whoever owns whatever, the rich people, and then we gave it to everything to you. That he was giving the land, to free land to the peasants. But after he got in power, he decided, of course, because from the beginning was never for poor people, you know, they just want the power. So then he decided, he just say, you guys so stupid, you cannot really plan anything good and running anything good. How about let the government taking care of it? You just work for the government. Look, darn, ouch, you just become, yeah, so you lost everything. So that's the whole dangerous thing of the communist, socialist, same thing. Because whatever is, they gain power. You lost the power, and then you just become nobody. Yeah, you just become the slave of the government. So okay, lots of people after I told them the old Chinese socialist story, they said, oh, that's too far away from us. We will never go that far. That will not really happen to us. I just suggest you to look at Detroit. You know, that's a good example. Detroit used to be a great city, rich, good, famous city. Look what happened today. As I understand it, is the last 50 years, socialist Democrats control that place. Look what happened over there. Yeah, and if Detroit can go down that quick, everything could go down that quick. I strongly suggest people, whoever really love socialist, communist, you just move to Detroit or you move to North Korea. That's quicker. You don't need to fundamentally transform the United States. It will take a long time. You quickly move to Detroit. You experience that, how great that is, you know. Oh, somebody will say, you know, we will not really get, take all the stuff from the rich people. We just tax them. The Detroit is a good example again. You know, you tax them, the rich, evil rich, they are too rich. You want to take tax them. They have legs, yes? They just move away. Also, the basic math everybody can do is, if I'm running a restaurant and get up early morning, go to bed very late, work 12 to 15 hours a day, running a restaurant and make $500,000 a year. And then Bernie Sanders, the socialist, said, yeah, I've become the evil rich and I need to give 80 to 90% of my income to share with others. So, okay. Then what happened is that maybe you just have a 100,000 left, and then I maybe figure out very quick, said, why I'm doing this? Why? What's the reason for me to get up so early and go to bed so late, take the risk? The restaurant's not guaranteed to make money. And yeah, if by the end I left a little bit of money and cannot even take care of the family, what's the point for me to work this hard? Maybe I can just wait for the government to give me house and free education and free everything, so I'd be happy just to take those and relax and be lazy. So there's nobody work anymore. Even the workers, if people want to work, they want to run to other places. They do not charge them so much. So that's why all the communists, all the socialist country, never a communist, let me tell you that, and all the socialist country in Asian, in like Soviet Union, like East Germany, yes, and the lots of country in the Europe, socialist country, they are falling apart after a while because there's nobody work anymore. What is the equal thing? If today, if this place, let's see, have 100 people, some is rich, some is poor, yeah? If we collect all the money from the rich, from the poor, put together, evenly divided, and to give to everybody, same amount of money. Let's say $10,000 each person. And 1 year later, come back, check on this group of people, see what happened. You will see it's not equal at all. Somebody will get rich, somebody will get broke, just for sure. Let me tell you, somebody will live on the street, somebody will gain much more money. So, like let's see the lottery winners. There's so many lottery winners. They won maybe hundreds of millions of dollars, and then end up what? It's not guaranteed they're going to get rich. It's they couple years later, or maybe 5-10 years later, they end up broke and dead maybe. So in this world, there is somebody good at making money, somebody's not. And then you just cannot hate the people that can make money and tell them either you take everything away from them, then this valuable group of people, they will stop making money if you take away from them. And then, yeah, everybody just turn to poor. You can see every socialist country end up tend to dirt poor. And yeah, okay, somebody said, oh, we will not look like that kind of old communist. We want socialist. We want the European socialist. Yeah, the European socialist is a loser too. Don't you see? All the European country, whoever is going this path, want to be socialist, is already on the age of either they already bankrupt or on the age of bankrupting. And then more than that, more dangerous than that is, look, since people get so poisoned by the communist socialist idea, so-called fair and even or equal or whatever, this bullshit idea, and people just changing they kind of like brainwashed by this kind of idea, they cannot even say this is my country anymore. They said, oh, this is everybody's country, and we cannot be just selfish, that's ours. We have to share with everybody. We have to be fair with everybody. We have to be even with everybody, not within themselves. It's they share their country with everybody. So right now they are sharing their country with the Middle East refugees or whatever. And then by asking millions of those people, the so-called poor people, oh my God. So then they are losing their own country. The Germans cannot even say, the Germany is my country. It belongs to Germans. They cannot even say that anymore. They have to say this is everybody's country and we have to share with everybody. So the more danger is they are not just going to become poor, they are losing everything they have. They're losing their country, losing their identity. They cannot even see who they are anymore. So that's just what the damage the socialist, the communist is going to bring to you. United States, I myself love so much, is United States have these great founding fathers. They already saw all kind of stuff. They knew people want power. They're power hungry. They knew if you give all the power to the government, it's going to only cause you disaster. So the founding father, their principles, they set up the Constitution for us is to protect us from the communist socialists we've been hurt, because they knew people could be so stupid and they cannot see the whole picture. So they set up the rules for us to follow. And then by following founding fathers' principles, by cherishing our constitutions, America become the greatest country in the whole world and in the human history. Doesn't that tell you something? Is that founding fathers' principle maybe work much better than the loser, the communists, socialists. They've already been proved. Every one of them is falling apart, proved to be a loser. And why we want that? We have this great stuff, the founding fathers' principle, bring United States to be the most rich, powerful people living this great life. And then why we have a reason to abandon the founding fathers' principle and go embrace the losers' principle, the socialist communists, the losers' principle. That just bring us the disaster. So I really, as somebody, experience a socialist. And if you want to hear the story of the socialists, I can tell you, but it just take too long. So, but that's not something fun. You just gave too much tremendous power to the government to adjust everything, to distribute everything. And they decide, they put wherever they think is fit, and you become a slave of the government. So that's all for today. I hope somebody can hear this, can learn some of this. I hope you can read a history book and find out what a loser the socialist is. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.